Welcome to Start News Day with Kevin Clark. I am Kevin Clark.
Woo!
All right, Ryen Russillo, one of my favorite people in media. Are you a big World Cup guy, buddy?
I do enjoy it. I think it's terrific when it happens in the fall while football, college football, and the NBA is happening. It wasn't a huge priority. I did watch the second half of Iran, and that was fun. But yeah, like what was it? Saturday? Saturday was the big one.
Yeah.
The only way I was going to get out of the house is if I got out of the house that window. I couldn't do a 2-hour prologue.
I get that. I don't know where the conversation's going to go here with Jimmy Garoppolo being out, because I think that if the problem with the 49ers is Kyle Shanahan having to figure out the quarterback position, I think it's a pretty nice problem to have.
He has an absurd track record with backups. You know Mike Sando like I do, The Athletic. This is an incredible number. Shanahan's 46-48 against winning teams with Schaub, Matt Ryan, RG3, Hoyer, Trey Lance, McNabb, Grossman, Nick Mullins, CJ Beathard, John Beck, Sage Rosenfels, Manziel, Connor Shaw, and then 17-7 with Garoppolo against those winning teams. And you could technically call Garoppolo a backup now, which isn't entirely fair. But the point is this, like, who else has any kind of record that's even close to that 100 games in with guys that are backups or journeymen?
It's unbelievable. And that's why I'm not, Lindsey Jones and I did a who can win the Super Bowl exercise. And I was like, I don't know how you could say that the Niners can't, with that defense, with the talent throughout the roster, skill guys, like, let Shanahan figure out the quarterback position and everything else stays the same. But yes, there's a definite pathway to the Super Bowl.
Well, no, but like, think about how that game plays out against Miami. They go for it on fourth and short of their own 19. Okay. Mm-hmm. In that game. And I think it's only happened one other time in recent memory, and that was the Chargers. But they convert it, and you're thinking like, wait, you're that afraid of Brock Purdy that you're not going to punt? You're going to get the ball back. Like, it looked like they were likely going to get the ball back at that point. And I know it's the aggressiveness of the new NFL, but when you look at the final Brock Purdy stat line of it all, you're like, oh, that was actually way better than I thought it would be.
Yep, completely agree. Why can't the Chiefs beat Joe Burrow?
Well, the thing you're supposed to do against Cincinnati, going into yesterday's game against the Chiefs, they had the 30th ranked win rate on pass blocking, and that's with an overhauled offensive line against a Kansas City team that, you know, defensively, we know what the flaws are. We just never care about it. I mean, the weird dynamic with Golden State is that Golden State over all those years actually had one of the best defenses in the NBA. The Chiefs are like if Golden State couldn't play any defense and it still didn't matter, right? And I like what the Chiefs had done personnel-wise, but when you're playing a bunch of younger players, which they thought they were upgrading the talent, which I would agree with, there's going to be mistakes made. And yet against this O-line, Burrow, it never feels like Burrow has as much time as the final numbers come in, but the final numbers tell you that Burrow had time yesterday. And with Chase being back, he's a matchup nightmare. I have moments where I think he might be the best receiver in the NFL. I think people would probably disagree with me on that. And whenever it's a 3-point game, there's a million things you can point to. So I think partially it's bad luck, but I think the one thing that you're supposed to exploit against Cincinnati, Kansas City wasn't able to do. They didn't get Chris Jones. I don't think got in there until very late in the game.
I agree. I need to derail you for 1 second because I looked up your birthday to do the horoscope, and the first result was famousbirthdays.com, and it has you ranked. So they break out the rankings. Okay, your birthday is in fact August 5th. Is that correct?
Yeah, Leos love when the attention's on them. Okay. So let's go.
So Ryen Russillo popularity is the subhead here. You are the number 3 most popular person with the first name Ryen, Ryen. Ryan,
how am I not number 1? Who's ahead of me on that one?
Ryan Lung and Ryan Jones. One is a YouTube star. One is a TikTok star. So
fuck those guys.
Yeah. You're the number 38 on this website ranked Leo radio host.
That seems low. Who's ranked ahead of me?
So number 1 is Elvis Duran. Kellerman's on here.
Kellerman and I have the same birthday. Here. That's right.
Greeny is on here.
Wait. We're August 5th. Greeny's August 5th.
No, he's August 6th apparently.
Right. So it's Leo's. It's not
Leo's.
August 5th.
Yeah. No. It's Leo's.
Yeah, honestly, my radio, I haven't hosted a radio show since 17, so I should be low.
It says, I'm not, I swear to God, people are going to think I'm making this up. I'm not making this up. It says you are the eighth ranked 47-year-old radio host.
I'm arrow down, man. I'm arrow down. I'm like Notre Dame after a couple weeks this year. I haven't hosted a radio show in forever, so I don't know where
Well, I've also never heard of the people in front of you. I think that this website is probably run by bots in some way, and they don't really get the scene, is what I would say.
Give me some of the names.
Sarah Cox is number 1. Jenny Boom Boom is number 2.
Oh, she's good.
Enrique Santos is number 3.
I actually don't have a problem with any of them being in front of me. This actually makes more sense. I'm just happy to be 8th. Now that you've laid it out for me, I jumped the gun on that one. But Leos could do that. I went on a blind date as the third wheel not that long ago. My roommate from college was like, hey, I'm on a blind date. It's sort of weird, the dynamic. I'm dropping her off at LAX to go to Europe in a couple hours. So we're going to have a couple drinks down by you. And I was like, yeah, no problem. She asked me what my sign was within a minute of sitting down. And I was like, what the hell's going on? People still do this? I thought this was like a cheesy soap opera way to introduce characters. Okay.
What was her? Well, okay, go ahead.
I was like, I'm a Leo. She was like, ugh. It's like, you're on the date with him, right? You're on the date with him? Like, I just live down the street. So what the fuck is that energy?
Okay. So here's your horoscope.
Okay, thank you.
You should find that the adventurous side of you has the support of your emotions, Leo. These two parts of your spirit are working in harmony to help you stretch beyond your limits. Push into new realms and ask questions when you don't understand something. Kind of what we're talking about with soccer. This is the only way you will learn, develop, and grow mentally and emotionally. Don't assume learning stops when you leave school. Sounds like it's telling you to watch the tape.
Yeah, that doesn't check out right now. None of that shit's happening. There's no spiritual attachment to anything. We're grinding through college, NFL, and NBA overlap right now. All I have done since Friday afternoon is watch games, take notes, write notes, think about this podcast. I've literally done nothing since Friday afternoon started until I'll be done at like Monday, 1:00 Pacific time. Yeah. So I'm halfway through my day right now. And I'm not complaining. And I probably people were like, maybe you should be smarter about shit if you're putting that much time into it. Mm-hmm. There was the spiritual level at what happened at my house this weekend couldn't be at a lower percentage.
Okay. Well,
yeah. Wrong.
You've been a skeptic this whole time. You've said, why don't they ever say you're going to get a check tomorrow? You know?
Right.
They're never that good. They're on notice is what I would say. So.
But they still seem to work. Like, I'd like to know who, like, hey, who's that guy? Like, he's made, it's big horoscope money right there. Right? Like, how did he make his money? Oh, his family was fucking early in the horoscope game. He's got a boat, lake house. Like, there's a lot of money in horoscopes? Yeah. Are you fucking kidding? Who doesn't have it? Right?
You find out there's like a John Rockefeller of horoscopes who bought out all the other horoscope families in the 1890s. And they're just like, no, man. We're consolidating.
This guy was paying less to print his horoscopes than everybody else. I read Titan, Chernow, NBD, Rockefeller. Taft was a trust buster.